Crash comes as all of these devices have become more popular. That has many parents wondering how to keep their kids safe. Joining us this morning is Dr. Joanna Cohen, a pediatric emergency medicine physician at Johns Hopkins Children's Center. Thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It is certainly an important topic. Sadly, we're talking about this after that 9-year-old lost his life in this crash this week. From your perspective as a pediatric emergency physician, I mean, what goes through your mind when you hear about a case like this?
Obviously, it's incredibly tragic and also preventable. So, we know that helmets are incredibly effective, and we really encourage anybody who's riding an e-bike or e-scooter to wear a helmet, an appropriately fitting helmet. But particularly younger children and children under 16 should all be wearing helmets. And, we really don't see now that e-bikes and e-scooters are all over the place and easily rentable. It's really hard to enforce these helmet laws, and it's really up to like parents and communities and societal norms to encourage people to wear helmets on these devices.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, I mean, these devices they're everywhere. I'm curious what kind of injuries and the number of injuries that you all are seeing in the emergency department related to these.
We see lots of injuries related to e-bikes and e-scooters. A lot of people on the bikes and the scooters are being hit by cars. They hit pedestrians when they go on sidewalks and injure pedestrians as well. And for e-scooters, at least we did a study looking at all the e-scooter injuries in the country, and we found that like 45% of them occur in children less than 18. So this is really a big issue where people aren't obeying the traffic laws, or people who are young and don't even know the traffic laws aren't following them. And there's not a lot of regulation that's enforced, particularly with the rentals. And so we're seeing a lot of injuries, a lot of pediatric injuries. We see a lot of head injuries, extremity injuries, just everything you would think of.
Yeah. I think for a lot of people, they may think that these kinds of bikes are no more dangerous than a regular bike. Talk about the misconception in that and what makes these e-scooters and e-bikes so different, especially the speed that you're going at.
Yeah, they're much faster than non-motorized vehicles. So for the e-bikes, there's three classes. Class one and two go up to 20 miles an hour, and class three goes up to 28 miles an hour, which is essentially like a lower speed motorcycle. So there's a lot more speed to these devices. You have to slow down a lot slower than you do on a non-motorized device. And they're also heavier. So when they do crash or when they do fall, they can cause more injury. So it's not just like a regular bike. They're much heavier and they're much faster.
And before we let you go, as someone who sees these injuries firsthand, what is the one thing that you want parents and young people to take away from this?
I would say if your child's under 9, they really shouldn't be on an e-bike at all. Between, 9 and 16, they should be on a class 1 or 2. They shouldn't be on a class 3 bike, and everybody should be wearing helmets. That's not just for children, but adults too.
All right, Dr. Joanna Cohen, we appreciate your time and your insight this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.